The Ministry of Industry and Trade states that a delegation from Iran has proposed investment in the establishment of a special economic mining zone between the two countries during a meeting with the head of this ministry. According to Akhundzada Abdul Salam Javad, the spokesperson for the Ministry of Industry and Trade, this delegation discussed the creation of iron processing factories, the development of railways, and road construction in the country during their meeting with Nooruddin Azizi. The spokesperson for the Ministry of Energy and Water said, the head of the Ministry of Industry and Trade emphasized that the economic deputy of the Prime Minister's office and this ministry are providing more facilities and conveniences for investment, and considering the country's interests, they expressed their readiness to cooperate with the Iranian delegation and introduced a technical team for further discussions. However, some economic experts consider the establishment of joint economic zones between Afghanistan and Iran to be significant for expanding the economic and trade relations between the two countries. Currently, Iran has practically invested in the mining sector of Afghanistan, particularly in the Gorian mine in Herat, and is regarded as one of Afghanistan's important trade partners, with annual imports from this country amounting to about $2 billion. On the second day of the ceasefire between Israel and the militant group Hamas, about 228 trucks were sent from Egypt to Gaza today, Monday, February 1. An official from the Egyptian Red Crescent in North Sinai stated that 10 of these trucks are carrying fuel. These trucks are entering Gaza through the Kerem Shalom border crossing from the south. He added that 3,000 trucks carrying humanitarian aid are ready to be sent to this Palestinian territory. According to Tom Fletcher, the head of humanitarian affairs at the United Nations, more than 630 humanitarian aid trucks entered Gaza on Sunday, and of these, at least 300 trucks are transferring aid to the northern part of Despite Israel's violations of the ceasefire agreement, its implementation continues. A source from the resistance forces stated in an interview with the Lebanese network Al Mayadeen that the first and second days of the agreement's implementation went well in terms of prisoner exchanges and the entry of aid. Regarding the flights of reconnaissance aircraft and shooting at civilians, there have been instances of violations of the agreement by Israel. Qatari and Egyptian mediators, who are collaborating with Hamas, the Americans, and the Israelis, are closely monitoring the implementation of the agreement. Israel's violations, particularly shooting at civilians, threaten the agreement. A large number of humanitarian aid trucks are entering the Gaza Strip through the crossings, and they are being received by the United Nations and the Palestinian Red Crescent. The number of trucks that entered Gaza on the first day reached nearly 500, and on the second day, it exceeded 600. Heavy equipment for debris removal, body recovery, and road clearing will be sent to Gaza. According to the current round of prisoner exchanges, on the seventh day of the agreement, the release of 4 Israeli women prisoners in Gaza will take place in exchange for 120 Palestinian prisoners. Turkey closed its embassy in Damascus on March 26, 2012, in protest of what it called the violent suppression of Syrian protesters, and returned its staff and their families to Turkey. Armed opponents in Syria began their operations on the morning of Azar 7, 1403, corresponding to November 27, 2024, with the aim of ousting Bashar al-Assad from power. After 11 days, they announced their control over the city of Damascus and the departure of Bashar al-Assad from the country on Sunday, Azar 18. Oxfam's development organization predicted in a report that the world's first trillionaires will emerge within the next decade. Oxfam justified this by stating that the wealth of 10 of the richest billionaires has increased by an average of $100 million per day over the past 10 years. The report also noted that last year the world witnessed the emergence of 204 new billionaires, bringing the total wealth of billionaires in 2024 to an increase of $2 trillion, which is 3 times faster than the previous year. Oxfam's report highlighted the inequality in wealth distribution, stating that the richest 1% now hold 45% of global wealth, while 44% of people live on less than $6.85 a day. According to Oxfam, the global poverty rate has not changed significantly since 1990. In this report titled Recipients Not Makers, published ahead of the World Economic Forum meeting in Davos, Switzerland, Oxfam stated, "Today, there is increasing inequality in the world, as an oligarchic elite is amassing wealth at unprecedented levels." Amitabh Bir, the executive director of Oxfam, said, "We present this report as a clear wake-up call that ordinary people around the world are being crushed by the immense wealth of a few." Bir warned that an economic system has been created in which billionaires can now almost shape economic and social policies that ultimately benefit them more. The report also mentioned that 1 in 10 women in the world lives in extreme poverty, earning less than $2.15 a day. Oxfam further stated that women provide 12.5 billion hours of unpaid work each day, which is estimated to add $10.8 trillion to the global economy, three times the value of the global technology industry.